What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and I am really sick right now, so bear with me. Actually, home from work today. I saw this news, tried to post it. I was like half asleep when the notifications were going off. Really not getting better, and it sucks, but I'm pumped up about this, so don't let me bring you down. Let's get up, baby. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hitting the like button, sharing, subscribing, all the things you do to support the channel. But we're here to talk about a little bit of Eagles news. Apparently, this was decided last night. Came out with it early this morning. Finally get a chance around 11 o'clock here to put this out. Going to try to get this out around noon for your guys' lunch break. Hopefully, you'll have a chance to take a gander here. But without further ado, let's jump right into it. Howie, always cooking Roseman, getting the Eagles an edge rusher, and, well, it's one of them that I talked about. And, well, obviously I talked about him last year when we were talking about trade candidates. And, well, if somebody played for Vic Fangio before, I'm probably going to take a gander at him. So back in 2023, the 1 year that he did play for Vic Fangio, had himself 6.5 sacks on like 29 pressures in 8 games before tearing his ACL. So injuries, a little bit of a concern here, but this is a former first-round pick, excitement in the air, and good reason. I know some people are pissed off about this. People are always going to complain about everything. They are miserable, they're dumb, and that's why they never know anything going on, because they're lost. And that's fine, man. For me, I know what's going on. I'll always provide you guys the details you need to know. I'll get excited when it's time, and I'll wait for everyone to become bandwagon Eagles fans when we win the Super Bowl again, like I predicted before last year. So, well, I expect everyone to jump on board now. Some people, again, will be skeptical, but I really think the masses will follow me finally. I'll start hearing, Super Bowl bound, back-to-back. We're finally going to do exactly what I said I was going to do about midway through the year. Get everyone repeating me, and Howie Roseman, you always make this too easy for me. So thank you, man. For those of you who always sleep on him, doubt him, talk about what a horrible season he had, how dumb he is, Isaiah Rodgers, all that stuff. I'm good on that. I'm a big Eagles fan, and I like Howie Roseman. I like this team, and I hope everyone else feels the same way real soon. But I think they will if this kid can stay healthy. Let's talk about him. Jaelen Phillips here, and I know it's like being a dead horse. You heard me last year talk about him. You heard me this year talking about him. You heard people finally repeating me the last couple of weeks once the media finally figured out who Jaelen Phillips was and that he played for Vic Fangio. Got to get them to start understanding these things. It's big to understand that kind of stuff. But again, I digress. Why not make shows about Myles Garrett and A.J. Brown being traded instead? That way you never know anything. No doubt, I think I'm going to stick with what I do. But you can see here, 6'5", 263, only 26 years old, and a 66.5 PFF grade. I know people are going to look at that instantly. People live by the PFF grades. I can't stand it half the time, to be honest with you, but I know you guys love this stuff, so always try to provide it for you. Take it with a grain of salt, but that's actually decent. The thing that brings it down is his run grade. I would say not so great. So I don't remember what it is, but I know he's not exactly a run stopper. This is a pass rushing specialist, and his cap hit's 13.25, but we're talking about them paying about half of that, maybe around $6 million. Exact numbers aren't out yet. When they are, the cap master will give you an updated cap space look. I'll tell you all that stuff, explain it for you, whatever. But this is a former first-round pick you are getting for a third-round pick. Now, so far this year, he's played 9 games, started in all of them. He's got 3 sacks, 27 pressures. I saw one thing that said he had 32. Then I saw another that said he had 18. So whatever, dude. 7 quarterback hits, 25 tackles, 3 of those for a loss, 1 fumble recovered, only 3 missed tackles. But you can see he dropped into coverage 10 times, gave up 9 completions. So you're going to hear people very confused about this, like they have been for the last 5 years that the Eagles have run multiple scheme defenses where edge guys will drop into coverage. Linebackers do those kind of things. Outside linebackers, edge guys. That's just how the system works. Another thing, it sounds like beating a dead horse, but if you don't watch the show every day for the last 5 years and hear me explain all that stuff, maybe you listen to the media instead and don't know what's going on. That's what they do. That's how the position is played in Vic Fangio's defense. You can go check out some of those breakdowns from prior defenses we've had explaining how a multiple scheme defense works, or you can go to last year's Vic Fangio defense. Learn you all you need to know about how these defenses work, and why we want these guys to be able to do these things. Now, 90% of the passes given up, not great. But you see, short dink and dunk things, running backs, tight ends, things like that, where he will be responsible to cover at times. And you want these guys that are athletic to be able to do that. So, I mean, again, you're looking at this dude. He's 6'5" and 263 pounds. That's the perfect build for the Vic Fangio defense. You're going to hear people a lot of confused. Defensive ends should be heavier. No, they shouldn't, because he's not a defensive end. He is an edge in this multiple scheme defense. It's a completely different ball game. I don't know how many times I can explain it without wanting to stab myself in the face. But that's just how it goes in this world. Everybody wants to listen to the other stuff, but this is literally the perfect size. This is what all of our guys like. That's kind of what we're looking for there. The injury history I get, and you never want to be injured, but that's why you get these guys at the price you do. And I think, Vic Fangio, if he likes him, that's the key here. A guy with 4.56 speed, he's got great athleticism, the perfect just build. It's the health that really concerns you, but that's how you're able to get him for a third-round pick. And, you talk about this is his last year of his contract, so, he could walk away next year. Maybe you want him to. This is to ensure you get a Super Bowl. You have 3 third-round picks next year, so now you only have 2, but I'll show you those draft picks in a second here. This defense, man, adding someone like him to it, it's perfect. You're getting Nolan Smith back. Brandon Graham's coming here, so I'm excited. So let's take a look here at the updated defense, and you can see Ja'Cory and Bennett coming back soon. We'll hopefully get Nolan Smith back soon, and Marcus Epps and Ojulari were just added, so some things will be changing here. I'll always keep you up to date with all of this stuff, but quite a list here. And, we obviously needed a little bit of depth there, and that's why we brought in Brandon Graham. But we talk about, even with Nolan Smith coming back, could we use a boost? And you've heard me say it, how important this edge rush is to this defense, and not getting sacks from the edge. I think 3.5 sacks from edge guys this season. So, yeah, we need a little help here. I love Jalen Phillips, love Uche. Very happy to have Brandon Graham back. Patrick Johnson, special teams ace. Really helped out here on defense. Love the dude, always have. Let's go. Again, Nolan Smith will be coming back. So having Nolan Smith with Jaelen Phillips as your starter, Hunt, Uche, Graham as your rotation, Johnson there. I mean, now I'm feeling a little bit better about things. And again, he's got to stay healthy. Everybody's going to tell you that. But here's a little newsflash. I'm not sure if anybody knows this, but in the NFL, people get hurt. So actually, you want everyone to be healthy, not just guys that have been hurt before. Believe it or not, the guys that haven't been hurt before can get hurt again. And a lot of these guys have been hurt before, and it is football. I know, crazy. But this is how you're able to trade for guys like Jaelen Phillips, Michael Carter II, Jair Alexander, when they have these off years, they have these injuries, they have these things in the wrong system, maybe bringing them to the right system, maybe getting them healthy in the right, just having the right people around you, the atmosphere could do wonders for these people. So you never know. So I'm hoping the best for Jaelen Phillips, and I'm very excited because we got ourselves a stud edge guy. And I know a lot of guys were mad when I was bringing up Jaelen Phillips and guys like that rather than Max Crosby and Myles Garrett. But understand, those guys already cost an arm and a leg, are already 30 or about to be 30, and that's just not how he rolls. So you give up a third-round pick, and you go ahead and acquire, a stud edge that was a former first-round pick for a reason. You heard me. Dude, I went back, and I was trying to find some more clips. I found a couple of things, but it just wasn't worthy of me. Because back then, I didn't even have, good graphics or anything. But we talked about Jaelen Phillips before the 2021 draft, the Miami Hurricanes. I'm a big fan. So let's hope he stays healthy. Let's go. And then on the edge here, you could see that we do have a few more options there. So you had brought Antoine Powell-Ryland back, the rookie draft pick who's been off and on the practice squad. And, looking at guys like Chance Campbell, Gabe Hall, who can help out at their respective, positions and allow other guys to be versatile pieces, that's good too. But Titus Leo was just let go. Don't think we need too much edge help here. Again, is the depth chart where I don't think you need to use Campbell on the edge anymore. I think you got guys that can do it. He is a weapon. Use him all over, like the Giants do with Abdul Carter. That's fine. But I'm just saying, overall, Nakobe Dean Bond, they can be starters at some point, or Campbell moves. That's fine. But he does not need to be on the edge when you've got guys that can get it done. So I think an overall great move here, and nothing changed on the offense or the special teams there. You can go check out the video from yesterday or the day before. Those are all the same if you want to see that stuff. But let's take a look at the updated draft picks. I wanted to give you the cap space. Told you yesterday, around $10 million, with Jair Alexander coming. They're going to probably pay some of it. Probably only going to be a very little cap hit. Once those numbers come, then I was going to do a show. Now we've got another one. So, again, they're going to pay like half of that. That's fantastic. So, going to be a lower cap hit again. And I've told you a million times, we've got the cap space to do these things. But, again, I don't have an exact number for you. If I were to guess here, throw a little something at you, I would say we'd still have around like $5-6 million in cap space after this one. But I'm not going to give you an exact number. I want to do its own show. You guys need a cap update show. We'll do that this week once those numbers come out. Tomorrow, we'll have Behind Enemy Lines talking about the Packers. We're ready to go on this second half of the season run. I hope you're with me. I know you sickos have been riding with me, but I'm going to need the rest of everybody to jump on this bandwagon before it's too late. Again, last year, when you guys all missed the train, when I was trying to get you on every week before the season started, and then when everyone wanted to fire Kellen Moore and Vic Fangio and trade Hurts and get rid of Howie, I stood firm, just like I stood firm again this year while you heard all the idiots talking about firing Kevin Patullo and Vic Fangio, and Hurts couldn't do this, and we can't do – yeah, I've heard all the stupidity. Look forward to them all becoming the biggest Eagles fans ever, especially when they realize Howie Roseman is the greatest GM of all time. So now we've still got ourselves 16 picks. So people upset, got rid of a third-round pick. That's too bad for them. We got rid of our own pick. It's going to be the worst of those picks. So we still got the Jets pick. We have a compensatory pick coming next year. 3 of them, a third, a fourth, and a fifth. So you'll hear people say we only have 5 picks next year. Incorrect. We have 8 picks next year. And it's a first, a second, 2 thirds, 2 fourths, 2 fifths. Let's go. The following year, a pick in each round. And then in the 7th, you have 2. So 8 picks. Both years, 16 picks. Hell yeah. And you could get comp picks again the following year. That's how it works with free agency. And if Jaelen Phillips leaves and we don't bring him back and we sign a certain amount, don't sign this, well, then you can get a comp pick for him too, depending on how things work out. But that's all you need to know right here, right now with that information. I'm excited about it. Got ourselves an edge. That's exactly what we talked about. Got ourselves some corners to compete. Let's have it go. Now, next year in the draft, go get you a tight end. This dynasty is still exactly where I feel it should be. I know a lot of people get mad at me, but I just feel this is the next dynasty. We're going back to back. Let me know if you believe me yet. Let me know if you're with me. Let's effing go. But all I have for you, you guys know if you need anything, does not have to be about the birds. You can always reach out. Always here for you guys as you are for me. Let me know down below if you like this trade or you would have wanted someone else or you want another trade. We've still got till tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So let me know how you're feeling about it down below. Appreciate you all hitting the like button, sharing, subscribing, all the things you're doing to support the channel. Cannot thank you enough. But have yourselves a great Monday. I'll be back if we make another trade, but if not, I'll be back tomorrow. But hope you all had yourselves a great weekend. Hope you're having a great start to your week. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there, and as always, go Birds!